a bonus up against the Joy as well, right? Really, really solid. It's just you got to be careful if the Baxia or the Kalea goes on you and engages on you. That's going to be a lot of engage potential loss. Mythic Seal can very easily lose their front line just through pickoffs here for the side of what Yangon. It's kind of, I don't know, it really looks like a composition built to contest for the first few neutral objectives. But Mythic Seal should be the ones that win out, right?
Yeah. I think this is one of those drafts where you have to see which team is willing to give up either one or even both of the first two turtles. Because that's how you balance things out usually in that regard, right? It's like, okay, if you're not going to see each other in the turtle pit, that means you're either forcing minion wave pushes at mid, trying to trade things up in the opposite side of the map, applying pressure there. So maybe that's where we'll see the difference.
Perhaps. I guess we're just going to have to see Renmar as we get ourselves ready. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we're going to jump into the land of Dawn. Not match point just yet, ladies and gentlemen. This is a best of 7. Winner makes it to MSC XEWC, so it's still a long road. But who's going to get a step closer to that very glorious title of MSL Myanmar Season 1?
To be crowned the first ever champions of the Super League should feel damn good, and you can tell that they want it so bad, not just making it to Riyadh. And I gotta go back to something that you pointed out with the Tigreal. Something about it tells me that if that Tigreal of Boya decides to flicker ultimate and that's how he starts every engage, I feel like he's gonna be trapped. Like, there's almost no escape for him once he decides to full commit.
That's true. It's an all-in or nothing. You have to get hot.
Yeah.
You have to get... Well, to be fair, there's not a lot of Purifiers. Actually, just one on the side of YG, despite the Tigreal pick. So, on paper, it looks easy to find these targets. But I think for YG, the way that they're going to try to deal with the Tigreal is engage on the Tigreal first. Try to look for the pickoffs first, with Lina having that crazy CC lockdown together with Blink. This combo could be deadly. Kind of reminds me of the old Cho Aurora, right? But it's a better Cho in Kalea.
Yeah, gives you healing, very mobile, can be safe. See Lina getting... Oh, he freezes them! All three of them right in front, and Han going in, trying to find the right angle, trying not to get knocked back.
Yep. Just too much to handle. For Mythic Seal, they're gonna have to play it slow again. Losing now early on in the battle. Nico taken down means that there's not gonna be level 4 for him. And Kun is going to have a tough time rotating over. Boye walks up, able to get a knock-up down. Blink now jumps in onto Kun. It's the turtle that has been started by YG despite the joy in the early game. They're still going to try to go for it. Ken jumps in, looking for it. Han still wins at the retreat battle here, and it's giving the glorious pathway, running him down. Kun able to escape. A big win for YG.
All right, that's exactly how you want to start things off. If you are Yangon, get that first turtle, get a kill to boot. And you see there the difficulty that comes with being a Tigreal in this situation, and with Lina being able to just, honestly, he can just focus on dishing out the crowd control, stopping the actions that Mythic Seals want to do. Yeah, they can just slow roll this to a frustrating for Mythic Seals win for Yangon, because every time Mythic Seals would want to do something, I can see a world where they barely get anything while Yangon just walk away safely every engage.
Really tough there. I mean, at this point, it's YG who's going to take control of the game, despite the fact that Mythic Seal are the ones that kind of need that snowball. It's always the opposite in these Burmese games. It's so tough to read, despite the early, I think, readier composition to fight early.
Yeah.
It doesn't really matter because YG's execution was just phenomenal. The Lina 3-man stun set up for that beautiful turtle take. I mean, I don't know which one's more beautiful, the early lead or that 3-man stun from Lina to stop that momentum.
Yeah, there's something really cold-blooded about just being able to press a button so quickly and then seeing the other team just be like, oh, are we doing that? What was that old trend from before? The mannequin challenge?
Yeah.
Were you old enough to remember that,
yes,
or do I just sound like an old man? Okay,
that was
I was worried.
Like,
I said
that was Young Miracle, but yes, that was a challenge that I was present for.
All right, I was worried I was just rambling like an old man to you now. Okay, so with Yangon, let's see where they're at in terms of the items. Okay, no full build just yet, except we do see a Hunter Strike on that Hayabusa. Tough boots on... Oh, okay, on the Kalea, of course, just so he can survive all the crowd control being dished out by Mythic. Yangon and Mythic for turtle number 2. Ken and Han still both getting their buffs. Looks like they'll be here, though. Yangon starting things off.
Mythic Seal, the ones contesting the turtle here. Ying holding onto it. Stitch in the bottom lane, trying to get some prio. Zippy Cutie going for the gold crab. It'll be taken by Stitch with a Detonata. Now Ying jumps in with the shield. Unity to be stunned up with the glorious pathway in the back line as well. Han, good position. Great tsunami slam to cancel out any threat of the retribution. And that was good. Even with the poisons, he can't escape. He can't soak in the bullets of Stitch.
Picture perfect pick off by Blink. Ken blinked and he missed it, man. He couldn't even get the retribution off. Next thing he knew, he was just grabbed by Sakura in the air, gets blasted, and Yangon even get the tower in the middle. What we mentioned earlier about there being a possibility that Mythic Seals will barely be able to get something in fights, that's what we're seeing right now with how Yangon are executing.
Beautifully done by Yangon. Again, Blink. Phenomenal stuff, man. Great targeting, reading the movements of Ken, just like he's a book. It's really, really smart by YG, and that's the reason in Turtle 2, it just looks so easy. Han also great execution on the Joy, amazing. The fact that he's able to get the full stacks, jump into the back, Stitch taking the gold crab away. There were no wins at all for Mythic Seal. Boy, yeah, oh, there you go. Tsunami slam into the Frigid Glacier. Not moving for an entire, 2-3 seconds. Oh, man.
Yeah, no, this is 100% the Yangon Galacticos mannequin challenge at this point with how Blink and Lina are playing this Kalea and Aurora together, and they're not stopping.
Freeze again, Nico in the back, the quad shadow to secure the purple buff, not successful. Ken forced to back away as the purple buff got stolen by Han with the retry, and now to add insult to injury, it's also the green camps being taken away from what we expect to be a winning matchup. But knowing Ken on the Haya, same story as yesterday, man, losing against the Joy.
Yeah, and we mentioned also one of the conditions that Yangon could do, which is like, okay, wait, Boya could seal. He's actually going to find something good.
The Frigid Glacier, though, cancels it out. Oh, great shove back, but it's still going to be still passive. Locking him down. Tsunami slam from Blink, locking Ken down. Poisson's on Ying. He's just holding Ken. That's going to be the shadow kill. That won't take anyone down. He'll fall to the music of Han, the electrifying beats, shocking him to his demise.
We were just talking about it. Boy, you gotta feel so bad for this Tigreal. He's trying everything he can. Mythic Seals are doing everything he can, but if he can't get that Aurora down fast enough, if you even just get crowd controlled once, that's it. Blink is gonna jump in, find the catch. Han, Stitch are just gonna follow up with damage, and there's barely anything Mythic Seals can do. They haven't secured a kill, haven't secured any major objective in this game.
Nothing.
To make it worse, they might even lose another purple buff.
We saw a 9-1 stat line in game number 1, Renmar, when the comfort pick was taken away. Stitch! Oh, my lord, Nico. Wow, just had to eat that up. Purple buff taken, just like you said, Renmar. And it really does seem like Mythic Seal, when they don't get their comfort pick on Ken, they're a completely different team. Boy, yeah. Spotted out all alone, isolated from the rest of the team, can't recall, and will be cut off by Blink. Boy, yeah, 0-3 gets an implosion that would have been a game changer had he had, if anyone was there to follow it up. Yeah. But it ends up being his 4th death of the game. Shadow kill? Ken? What? Tsunami sound? What was that?
Bro, no, not like that. That has to be some tilt in there. That feels a little... That was a tilt moment by Ken. He tried to get Stitch down, but with the members of Yangon all close by, I'm pretty sure he saw that there was help for the Granger. He's slipping right now. I think Mythic Seals are already thinking about game number 4 at this point.
Realistically, they have to, right? If they keep on staying in this game, I don't know. I don't really see a comeback angle here. I might have to, rephrase that, knowing the curse, but even then, I'm not afraid. Mythic Seal, this composition was really built for the early game. At least you need to have an level or a level playing field by mid-game. This is an 8,000 gold lead by mid-game. It's a 1-1. Juicin, Nico already Crimson Beacon out of there. Yeah, very hard game to come back here. Shield Unity over to Kun. They should just be free. Mythic Seal fight this. I think it's just going to be a free wipe for YG.
Yeah, it looks even if it looks like Mythic Seals might get a good picture-perfect setup, I don't think they'll have enough damage. Yangon are just blitzing the Lord.
Full all in again, no movement. And Ken won't even be able to pop in the Retribution. Gets burst, and Nico has stolen the Lord. Will it matter? I don't think so. Han constantly on him. The 1-1 at the bottom lane, trying to get a tier 2 and will be able to do so. But YG will ignore the Lord. They'll look to go for the holy defenses, and then they will get rid of the Lord. How did Nico steal that?
I have no idea how to use this Retribution, but somehow, some way, the game decided, you know what, let's give something to the Juicin. At that point, that's like the best thing that we could surmise. Because had this Retribution off, that means it was early. That means there was just a little sliver of health on that Lord. That somehow, some way, out of all of that chaos, it was the Juicin that got the last hit. It buys a little bit of time, but again, we're still at the point where you could still say that it's just Mythic Seal delaying the inevitable. That Yangon can slip up one more time and they'll still be okay. But if this continues to pile up, then Mythic Seals might be able to find a comeback angle. But Kun, Kun still got away. Okay, wow.
Yeah. That was pretty surprising. Very surprising. Glorious Pathway got out of the chain CC. I guess it wasn't combo properly, or the tenacity of the tough boots made YG miscalculate. But anyways, it really should still be a big win. That only delayed the inevitable, it seemed, right? Because it's still an 8,000 gold lead. YG, have they built a few Winter Crowns? Because if they have, Zippy is going to have a lot of trouble getting the crossbow tang transferred over to any of the members. Look at the stacks. Tsunami Slam, locking him down again. Freeze, and this time not even a Frigid Glacier. It'll just be Stitch with enough damage on, what, 4 stacks on Sky Piercer?
Yeah. Sky Piercer built second after a rush on the Hunter Strike. Yeah, should be at around 4 or 5 stacks. 1 Winter Crown, although it's in the hands of the Baxia. Wait, we might have to double check if that's actually accurate. But if there is a Winter Crown being reflected, that means there's at least 1 on the side of Yangon somewhere. We'll see where eventually it is. For the side of Mythic Seals, again, it's at this point, you're strategizing for the next game, and you're just trying not to add more to the frustration. You're just trying to keep your spirits up. If you find something good, a miracle happened, but yeah, with how this game transpired, the front line are just at the mercy of the Kalea and Aurora combo, Kun and Boye. At this point, I wouldn't be mad if they decide to tell the rest of their team, no, I am not going to give Vision anymore. I don't want to give another kill. Because there's barely anything the front line can do.
Absolutely nothing. I don't even think we can count them as a front line. They're so behind that they're very, very squishy still. And right as we say that, Lina picks up the Divine Glaive. So any magic defense or any way they would have had to actually prolong the burst from happening is kind of gone now. Lina's basically dealing true damage at this point. They're going to start up the Lord as well, 12 minutes in. Kun and Zippy are the only ones here. Mythic Seal, they got a bank on Boye getting a 5-man set at this point. That's the only way I see a win happening. 2 Death Sonatas and a few Rhapsody bullets. Got Nico up to half HP. A good stun from Kun, opening it up one more time. Let's see the conceal from the back, but Blink. Good read. Tsunami Slam, but no one's there. Everybody's going to go into the other side. Frigid Glacier missing out as well. An all-in over. Blink there in the midst of it all, taking the damage with Revitalize too. Ying taken down. Blink's going to be following next now. Oh, 2 for 1. Stitch walking up, looking for the play, but he's all alone. This might be a mistake. Picked up Purifying. Stitch able to escape. Ken has the quad shadow. Wind of Nature from Stitch to hold down that damage as Han deals with the Lord alone.
Stitch knows he has hella stacks on that Sky Piercer. He can afford to be aggressive. Lina was there for the assist. And most importantly, just when Ken thought he could finally get that Granger down, Wind of Nature activation meant that Stitch can just laugh and deal damage. Yangon, I think this is already going to be the end moment for them. 700 stacks on this Granger. Minion Wave's going to crash in at roughly the same time for them. A Lord past 12 minutes. If Mythic Seals still somehow hold on, it's a miracle.
Let's see. YG already going for it. That's going to be the Lord. Marching down in the mid lane. Good shield unity. Catching him. Ken caught in the Frigid Glacier. Still able to get out with the quad shadow, though. Slowly but surely taking him down. Boy, yeah! In the back, fighting an implosion. Is it going to be enough to turn the tides around? Nico, Crimson Beacon, Kun walking up. Stitch gets picked up and has the immortality. And despite the big Boye play, Ken won't be able to get it. Stitch with a snipe, another one. Wind of Nature. Zippy Cutie trying to save the game. Stitch on it already. Just a cannon minion. And somehow Mythic Seal are able to live for another fight. Han walks up, stacking up again. Stitch with that's Sonata. Boye taken down again. Crossbow tag going in. It's going to be 2 kills taken away. Zippy Cutie making miraculous plays.
Are you not entertained? Just when you thought they were out for the count, it seems like there's a third element to the name of Boye, and you gotta add a key at the start of his name. That implosion, channeling the legendary Indonesian roamer to keep Mythic Seals alive in this. And of course, Zippy finally showing up at the right time on this 1-1. 4 kills, no deaths, 2 assists. The crossbow of Tang in the clutch. And Yangon are still in this game. When they were just about to end it, they still have to keep playing. And now you're thinking, what if this time the tilt and frustration are leaning towards Yangon?
That was a ridiculous set of skills, I would say, for Mythic Seal. Individually, all of them had to play it perfect there. Nico with a dive in the back, baiting out the immortality, picks Stitch up as well. Gave him a triple kill, and now he's fully stacked on the Sky Piercer. Tsunami Slam, Frigid Glacier, there you go. The fully stacked Sky Piercer dealing so much. Kun lost his life so quickly. Just one combo and he's done. Mythic Seal need to fight before that happens, before YG can get a pick off, because every single time that set of skills is up, the cycle of skills is up, there's no real counterplay for Mythic Seal.
Yeah, and Mythic Seals, the frontliners really need to start talking. If someone wants to hold the shrub, get vision, there needs to be at least 3 members of Mythic Seal nearby to respond instantly. Not walk, then respond. Yangon has the advantage for this potential last lord of the game.
Blink jumps in, onto him for Glacier, locking him down as well. Han in the back line, jumping in with electrifying beads, and it's going to be Zippy walking away. Crossbow tang, use up into the winter crown. Zippy baited in, and now shut down by Stitch. The big plays in the end won't be able to amount to much as YG look for the end.
No tilt, no frustration. Yangon look determined. 5 versus 3. This looks like this is it.
Stitch has the win of nature, even if they're able to somehow get close to Stitch. There's so many ways to counterplay. Shadow kill in the back, Han able to escape. Frigid Glacier in the base, trying to predict. Ken gets away to the quad shadow in the base. Stitch is still looking for the play, trying to get the kill. But YG, the rest of them, just want the base, the crystal that will be popped to give them 2-1 lead in this series.
Moments of hope there for Mythic Seals, especially in that second to the last big team fight, that big defense in the base. But in the end, it was just way too much resources, too big a lead for them to crawl back. All of the control on the side of Yangon, and the Kalea and Aurora setting things up